Welcome back to Make Play Treasure. Today we're reading The Big Bad Wolves at School by Stephen Krensky. Rufus was a young wolf who spent his days turning over rocks, rolling in the grass, and running like the wind. At night, he liked to howl at the moon. Although Rufus seemed happy, his parents were worried. Rufus will never survive in the cold, cruel world, said his father. His mother agreed. We have to stop in before it's too late. There was only one thing to do. They sent Rufus to the Big Bad Wolf Academy, the toughest school around. Straighten up there, barked the headmaster, addressing the new arrivals. You arrive here as ordinary, everyday wolves, but that will change. With hard work and dedication, you will leave as big, bad wolves. Most of the new students were impressed, but not Rufus. The training began in gym class. There the wolves learned to huff and puff. In through the nose, shouted the instructor, and out through the mouth. Soon, some of the students could blow up a real storm, but not Rufus. In acting class, the wolves practiced wearing disguises. Always put your tail through first, they were told. That way, it won't get squished. Many of the students were quick learners, but not Rufus. Twice a week, the students met with the foreign language teacher. Say, bah, he snapped. Show some feeling. Bah, the class recited, huddling together. But not Rufus. The truth was, Rufus missed his old life. Sometimes he asked the other wolves to go for a run or swim, but nobody was interested. You're so old-fashioned, Rufus, they sniffed, sticking your nose into everything. On restless nights, Rufus went outside to stretch his legs. He would run back and forth, howling at the moon overhead. What pack is that? The other wolves always shouted out the windows. Keep it down! We're trying to sleep. After a few months, the students went on a field trip. They all did very well. All except Rufus. As the seasons passed, the other wolves kept on practicing, and Rufus felt more and more out of place. At the end of the year, everyone began preparing for final exams. They studied very hard. What's the difference between lurking and sneaking around? Which is easier to wear, a nightgown or pajamas? Is it better to enter a henhouse through the door or window? Rufus knew he should be studying too. But when the sun was shining and the air was clear, there were so many better things to do. On the first day of testing, Rufus was completely unprepared. Suddenly, the alarm sounded. Ring! Hunters, shouted the teacher. Prepare to defend yourself. Some of the wolves rushed outside to huff and puff, but it did no good. The hunters held on tight until the wolves were exhausted. Others tried to escape in disguise. That didn't work either. Rufus was so scared, he let out a howl. Woo! The other wolves stopped to listen. Many of them had not howled in a long time, but they were just as scared as Rufus. One by one, they joined in. Hoo! 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 The hunters froze in their tracks and covered their ears. When Rufus saw what was happening, he got an idea. Quickly, he told the other wolves his plan, howling and running and howling. The wolves darted through the woods. Whoo! The hunters hesitated. There were far more wolves than they had ever imagined. Hoo! 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 The wolves seemed to be everywhere. Run for your lives, the hunters cried, retreating toward the village. The wolves thanked Rufus for saving them. You've made us all proud, said the headmaster, handing him a special medal at graduation. Afterward, Rufus and his friends put away their lessons and returned to the woods. They ran and wrestled and swam in the lake. Once a year, though, they returned to a village just for fun. The end. Hope you like this book, and remember to like and subscribe so you can keep up with our reading events and activities. Catch you next time on Make, Play, Treasure. Bye!